Hello everyone, and welcome to our presentation, Virtual Exchange, a Brazilian and a Mexican University Case Study, produced by Micheli Gomes de Souza, Neri de Souza Santana, Hugo Romero Jiménez, and Eliane Segati Rios Registro for the Second Language Digital Literacy Symposium. It aims at describing a virtual exchange partnership carried out by the International Language Center of the State University of Northern Paraná and UGMEX. The partnership aimed at providing learners of English as a foreign language the opportunity of interacting to develop their linguistic and intercultural awareness through transnational interactions. In order to achieve our goals, we start describing the institutions and the agents involved in the partnership, and then the theoretical framework and perspectives that motivated the first virtual experience between both institutions. After that, we present the virtual exchange, considering its goals, participants, processes, and outcomes. Finally, we discuss some challenges and perspectives for the consolidation of virtual exchange for language learning between both universities. The participants responsible for the partnership presented here were Eliane Segati, coordinator of the International Relations and of the International Language Center, Micheli de Souza and Neri Santana, both assistant professors of English in the undergraduate courses of Languages and Literatures, Portuguese and English, and coordinators of the International Language Center, all from UEMP. From the UGMEX side, participated Professor Guilherme Rodrigues, principal of UGMEX and coordinator of the International Relations, and Hugo Jiménez, lecturer of languages and coordinator of the project UGMEX Proyectándose Internacionalmente. Regarding the Brazilian context, UEMP, it is a public multi-campus institution created in 2006, located in the north of Paraná. Since 2014, through the coordination of international relations, it has supported the establishment of actions that aims to contribute to the internationalization of the institution. The current partnership was carried out in the context of the International Language Center, a project coordinated by the Coordination of International Relations, which offers courses of foreign languages to students and to the external community. Regarding UGMEX, it is a private institution created in 1989. The main offices, Rectoria Sur and Coordination of International Relations, are located in the city of Orizaba, Veracruz, Mexico. The current partnership was carried out in the context of UGMEX Campus Pluviosilla and Campus Córdoba as a project integrated to the courses of Bachelor in Languages. Considering the theoretical framework, we highlight here some key concepts and authors who motivated our partnership and guided the design of our virtual exchange program. O'Dowd and Bevan define virtual exchange as an umbrella term that includes educational practices which are also known as collaborative online international learning, COIL, telecollaboration, and teletending. According to the authors, it involves people-to-people technology-enabled communication, engaging individuals from diverse cultural backgrounds who are geographically distant in meaningful conversations, with the support of educators. The important role of educators is highlighted by the authors, since the contact between individuals from different cultural backgrounds does not automatically lead to greater intercultural understanding. In this regard, several researches on virtual exchange have shown the importance of the role of educators in helping learners to reflect on their assumptions. Our experience also indicated the important role of the teachers involved in designing the principles, which were collaboration, commitment, and autonomy, and challenging learners' perspectives on linguistic and cultural issues that emerged from their experiences with their partners. Our project also aimed to contribute to the policies of internationalization at home. According to Villan and Jones, internationalization at home is the purposeful integration of international and intercultural dimensions into the formal and informal curriculum for all students within domestic learning. As we'll show further in this presentation, our virtual exchange experience was integrated to the formal curriculum of UGMEX students, and it was an optional activity for English learners from UEMP. Since the project was implemented in the beginning of the pandemic, it impacted learners' experiences positively because they could engage in meaningful and autonomous learning partnerships recognized and promoted by their institutions. Students from both institutions reported their special interest in joining the project during this period. Both universities also encouraged the conduction of the activities and certificated the participants. Regarding the dimension of the intercultural communication, we highlight our interest in understanding how learners position themselves discursively when in contact with their partners, and how they negotiate their identities through the use of English, which is a foreign language for most of the participants. We understand the complexity imposed by the proliferation of digital communication technologies, as indicated by Cramsh, and consider the importance of understanding the role of teachers in mediating the learning process. Finally, in terms of the theoretical framework, the partnership was motivated by our interest in promoting virtual exchange in order to explore the impacts of the experience on the learner's linguistic and intercultural awareness on the use of English between non-native speakers. We are also interested in investigating the teacher's beliefs on the English as an international language, which is a concept that we aim to investigate deeply in future stages of our program. Our practical experience in this partnership may contribute to the understanding of political issues regarding English teaching and learning in our institutional and national contexts. After this brief overview of the theoretical framework, from now on, we present a description of the first International Language Center in UGMEX Virtual Exchange. This virtual exchange was conducted from March to June 2020, period that coincided with the beginning of the restrictions to face-to-face classes due to the COVID-19 pandemic. The main goals of the program were to provide opportunities for the development of learners' linguistic and intercultural awareness, and collaboration between learners of English as a foreign language to provide learners pedagogical support from the teachers, and to design tasks and make use of Google Classroom to mediate the learning process. The virtual exchange consisted of 12 hours of synchronous audio, video, and written interactions between pairs of English as a foreign language learners, and of 8 hours of the following asynchronous tasks on Google Classroom: session diary, discussion forum, and video presentations. At UGMEX, the program was integrated into the curriculum of the courses Licenciatura em Inglês and Licenciatura em Línguas. At UEMP, it was offered as a non-integrated activity open for all English learners from the institution interested in the opportunity of establishing a telecollaborative partnership. Learners were free to choose the themes of their interactions, to schedule the time of their sessions, and to choose the tools they wanted to use to keep their synchronous and asynchronous interactions. The main tools used for the mediation of the partnerships were Google Classroom and WhatsApp. The pedagogical orientation was offered in 2 web conferences, one in the beginning of the program, in which the 3 teachers presented the goals, tools, and tasks that learners were expected to accomplish, and one in the end, to evaluate and share what they had learned. On Google Classroom, learners were asked to share with the teachers a session diary after each interaction. The second main activity on this platform was a discussion forum about partners' learning experiences. Other mediation activities were conducted separately by the UGMEX and by the International Language Center teachers. In the first case, the teacher could interact with the students in the virtual classes of the courses Licenciatura em Inglês and Licenciatura em Línguas. At the International Language Center, besides the activities on Google Classroom, students also participated in a final web conference to share their experiences on learning in the virtual exchange. The data produced by the participants have not been systematically analyzed for this presentation, but considering the engagement of the learners in the proposed tasks, we can speculate that the main motivation for participating in the program was the interaction with a foreigner speaker of English and the possibility of receiving pedagogical support. The forum was not successful in promoting the exchange of experiences, which lead us to think on better strategies to promote whole group interactions and tasks aimed at raising learners' intercultural awareness. Teachers had an important role in mediating the learning experiences and difficulties in conducting the partnerships, however, had limited opportunities to conduct deeper analysis of their session diaries and to assess their experiences and perspectives on the development of their linguistic and intercultural awareness. In future stages of the partnership, we aim to analyze the data produced by the learners in order to inform our next program and to consolidate it into the curriculum of our language courses. Considering some of the outcomes, for the purpose of this presentation, we consider the results of the experience for UGMEX students, identified by Hugo Jiménez. Based on the analysis of 15 narratives, it was possible to identify the following characteristics: increase in learners' motivation, feeling of accomplishment in using the language for communicative purposes with another learner, and an increased self-confidence and autonomy. Further analysis will allow a better understanding of the data. In this section, we emphasize some of the challenges for the virtual exchange program from the perspective of UEMP. From this first experience with UGMEX, we believe that virtual exchange has a great potential to be integrated into the curriculum of the undergraduate courses of languages and into the courses offered by the International Language Center. The fact that the partnerships were promoted during the pandemic imposed some challenges in terms of the planning of the program and of the conduction of the mediation. For the teachers involved, the adaptation to the new realities of remote teaching impacted the possibility of presenting a more advanced analysis of the data produced by this experience. Considering the undergraduate courses of languages offered by UEMP, we aim at promoting virtual exchange as a means for teachers' education on the use of technologies for teaching and learning purposes. We also expect to collect data and conduct research on the characteristics of the interactions and on the outcomes for learners and for the institution. In this regard, we recognize the necessity of creating international research connections in order to contribute and learn from other experiences on the promotion of virtual exchange for language learning, with a focus on experiences between learners of English as a foreign language. Here we present some of the references that guided our perspective for the partnership reported in this presentation. And we invite other researchers and institutions to get in contact with us to share experiences and discuss possibilities of new partnerships. Thank you for your attention.